Hello good friends, my name is Ashley and welcome to CE-5 Academy. Always a great pleasure to be here with you guys. I love doing this and I really love to have the ability and time to be able to just put my phone up and go live on YouTube. What a great pleasure. So today I really just feel like speaking about what it feels like to experience ET contact. So I'm just going to wait for a couple of people to jump in. If you're reviewing this video later, thank you so much for reviewing the video and for watching it out. You're welcome to, I'm sure, skip to either minute number 2 or 3 when the conversation will begin. And in the meantime, I'm just going to wait for some beautiful people to join. Thank you all so much for joining us now. And again, feel free to interact with us and to send us your questions. This is really an interaction between the both of us, if you want to see it that way, and the more interaction there is, the more information we can extract, and the more we can grow. So I'm just going to wait for some peeps to join us, and we'll most probably be beginning at around the 3rd minute mark of this video. So I'll just let you guys join. What you can see behind me is my beautiful, beautiful new home. It's my garden. It's really stunning. There's a lot of birds around me at the moment, all sorts of different species. There are some pigeons, some doves. There are a lot of beautiful sunbirds. And as you can see, for example, on the right there's a bottle with some red drink in there. That's food for the birds. And we also put up a lot of seeds around, so we really attract a lot of bird life, which is really beautiful and amazing to meditate to in the morning, especially when you just woke up. So for those who've just joined us, thank you so much for joining us. Today's CE5 live chat we will be discussing a bit from my perspective what it feels like to actually experience ET contact. We have an awesome person called Unmoving Thusness. Sorry, excuse my pronunciation there, but thank you very much for joining. And you said that you have had successful multiple CE5 experiences. I'm very glad to hear that, because I was just looking through a thread on a Facebook group called the CE-5 community, and there was an individual on there that really was in his own beautiful way expressing that he's never really had any successes with CE-5s. And a lot of people were really jumping in on the thread to mention that, hey, we've had some success with CE-5s, and this is what we've done, maybe you can try that and see if it works for you. But again, it is normal for people to attempt to do CE-5s and to not get success right away. You know, I mean, I didn't get success right away. It was all about practice, trust, and practice. Actually, practice really is all about has everything to do with CE-5, and it's not really practicing to being outside and looking at the stars, but it's the practice that you put into your life every day. Because remember, CE-5 contact and contacting extraterrestrials and extra-dimensional entities has everything to do with raising our frequencies, right? If we understand that we are beings of frequencies, we have a body and we have a consciousness, and that vibrates at a very particular frequency, and it fluctuates throughout the day. The idea is to remember that what we choose to do in that day will have a significant impact on our frequency and on the vibration that we vibrate at. And so understanding that these beautiful beings that we are aiming to interact with, or that we are also interacting with, come from a much higher frequency. They come from a frequency where it's much lighter, much higher, and it is not as dense as this beautiful planet that we're on. So understanding that if we raise our frequency every day by practicing raising our frequency, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through yoga, through proper nutrition, through fasting, or through just telling yourself beautiful, beautiful things every day and reinforcing that reality into your life, that will really raise your frequency and will allow you to access contact in a much deeper, much more sincere, and much more effortless way. A comment on that individual's thread that I was mentioning now was that why is there no scientific literature about CE-5s, and why is it not in university, and why is it just around a campsite with people? It's a very, very fair and valid question, and I would want to respond to that if I can, is that it is. I mean, you can do CE-5s every single day. You don't have to be, for example, in a circle with people and looking at the stars to be doing a CE-5. I mean, hey, right now we're possibly doing a CE-5. You know, just the fact of having good intentions and of speaking about the subject, it clearly is putting us in a very defined frequency compared to if we were just having a coffee. You understand? So it's really about how you place yourself and how you relate to yourself in your life that determines as to whether you are doing CE-5 or not, from my perspective. I mean, CE-5, yes, the field CE-5, I would say, is different to lifestyle CE-5. I mean, there's something such as a lifestyle preference. I would say that the way you choose to live your life is also considered to be CE-5s. I'm going to have a look at the questions very quickly. Um, Try and go through a portal. That's my goal in life, but I feel there's lots of disciplines to get to that level. I agree, my friend. A portal is a very interesting idea that I've also been looking into for the last couple of years, and most famously we can listen and hear about portal stories through that of the Rama group. And also through, I would say that you could also look at Grant Cameron's experience of witnessing or experiencing people that have witnessed the portal at Mount Shasta CE-5 expeditions with Enrique Villanueva or various other individuals. And it really, I would say, is the next level of CE-5. I would say that is through my own research, how CE-5s progress into physical contact is through the use of what we would call portal, which are frequency gateways, basically. And having the ability to experience that means that you are really in a very high vibrational compatible state for that to happen in the first place. So again, living the CE-5 lifestyle will allow you to really experience that more and more often, as opposed to simply living the lifestyle the day that you're going to do a CE-5. I mean, I would encourage all of you guys to really practice and take on that beautiful lifestyle every single day that you can. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Hello Dave. Hello friends. Good friend from Israel. Thank you very much for joining us again. Yes, I would love to hear what kinds of contact you had. Have I experienced close encounters? And what areas of the universe we should be expecting visitors to come from? You see, that is a very broad question, and something that I would definitely not qualify as being to be within my expertise in terms of exactly which region of the universe they come from. I'd like to leave that up to speculation at this stage, because I have personally not been communicated with exactly as to where they come from. I mean, I have an idea because of the research I've done and the experiences I've had sometimes, but I would not be able to tell you exactly they come from this star system and this vibrational dimension. It just wouldn't be relevant for us to know that right now. There's more important things for us to focus on before that becomes relevant. And your other question as to my close encounters and contact, yes, I have had many close encounters and many experiences about contact, and hence this is the point of this beautiful live chat, which is to really relay to you guys from my perspective how it feels like to experience extraterrestrial contact. Let me say right off the bat that it is out of this world. It really feels like it is not a normal occurrence. When you're in that moment, which I would remind you is not a very long moment, it could be a split second, just like it could be a couple of 10, 30 seconds to 2 minutes to 5 minutes, and in the relation of your day, that's not really long. So when you're experiencing ET contact, it really feels, again, out of this world, and it feels pretty surreal, but impossible for it to be surreal, because it's the mind doesn't want to believe what it's seeing, but the heart is amazed by what it's seeing, and it feels what it's seeing. I mean, I remember a week ago we had 3 or 4 good friends here. We were sitting by the pool, and we had put very good intentions out there, and we really wanted to make and create contact and have beautiful experiences with our star brothers and sisters. And at one stage, my friends, there's this incredibly fast, bright, beautiful light that literally came from the east to the west and crossed the sky in a space of 10 seconds, if not less. It was extremely fast. It was much faster than I have personally ever witnessed. So that was only a week ago. So to me, that shows that contact is increasing in that way. And it was way faster than plane. It was very bright. It was very high. And the feeling that we got when we saw that and experienced it was just love. It was, hey, we are one, we are brothers, we are sisters, we are here together, we are here to assist you, and you are here to assist yourselves. And that the more you can raise your frequency, the more we will experience this together, because that's the playground that we are playing on. And our goal is to allow you guys to join the playground should you choose to do so. Again, it's not to say that we must do this, but it is an option if we choose to do so. I prayed for world peace and saw lights in the sky corresponding to my prayer. Yes, my friend, absolutely. I would say that praying for world peace also means praying for your own peace. And it's not that I always want to bring everything back to the self, but at the end of the day, you are an individual that is trying to make contact, always making contact, meaning that you yourself needs to be that peace that will reflect in the world eventually for contact to happen. We can understand that being extremely peaceful will obviously correlate to having a high frequency and making and achieving more contact. I'm gonna scroll a little bit more through the messages. Yes, Zendra is being open for Rama mission participants. That is true, my friend. Do I know anyone else opening them? Look, off the top of my head, it's not like this is something that I focus on quite a lot in terms of finding people that open Zendras. It is definitely going to be something that I will be focusing on in the future and something that we should all focus on, as I believe that it will be one of the ways in which contact will be accelerated too, as opposed to ships landing on the ground. But again, we don't know. Maybe ships will be landing on the ground, and that will just be the normal and natural way for us to have physical contact. I'm not sure, but Zendras are definitely a way for us to do so. I mean, there's a very good book called The Invitation from Sixto Paz Wells, and he speaks a lot about Zendras in there. So feel free to have a look at that if you are interested about it. Peace and love, Big Pat Man. Pennsylvania, really want to visit you guys sometime. I can't wait to come to America, guys. I am so excited. America sounds amazing. Yes, waiting for mass YouTube meditation. We'll definitely be doing one very soon. And again, I highly encourage you guys to do it, to meditate every day as best as you can. There's this awesome app called Insight Timer. Insight Timer. Have a look. It's amazing. It's free. There are millions of people meditating on there every day, and it's really amazing to be part of a community that meditates every day. And it's an app. It's free. It's wonderful. Do ETs have names? My good friend, I would say that ETs don't really have names in the sense that we have names, meaning that my name is Ashley and you are Joe. And I would say that from the experiences I've had and through the sources that I like to take my information from, one of them is an individual I would call Bashar, who claims to be an extraterrestrial being from a star system in the direction of Sirius. It is in another frequency, so we wouldn't really be able to pinpoint it on our current local star maps. But if we had to shift our frequency a little bit higher, it would be 500 light years in direction of Sirius. And they call their planet Eshakani, which is place of living light. And they explain that they do not need names because they are all telepathic. They are all linked and connected all the time. So if there's, for example, 240 million Eshakani beings living on Eshakani, then they would all always be connected. Therefore, they don't need names. Names then lose their relevance, and they just know everyone by their signature frequency as opposed to their names themselves. Okay, Joe, you feel like you do things that are meditative, but you don't meditate. I'm supposing that you are saying that meditate in this way means more like sitting down and, closing your eyes and just being on the top of a mountain. And I agree with you. I mean, this is not the only way that meditation can be done. If you do a lot of meditative things, I would say that that is meditation. Again, right now I feel like we are kind of meditating, unless I'm thinking about dinner and thinking what to do, what I did yesterday. But right now I'm focused on the present moment. I'm really focused on what I'm experiencing. I'm focused on you guys. I'm focused on the discussion. I'm really enjoying it. To me, that's kind of meditation. But again, we must remember there are many different types of meditation. I've identified up to 8 or 10 different types of meditation, obviously including Vipassana meditation, transcendental meditation, visualization meditation. So yeah, there are many different types of meditation, and again, it's up to you as to what would resonate with you. But even just sitting on your bed or sitting on a chair and looking in the distance or closing your eyes for even 2 minutes and feeling the weight of your body on the chair, or listening to the sounds with your ears and connecting with your senses, to me that is meditation, because to me that brings you into the present moment and allows your focus to be exactly where it is here and now, as opposed to anxious in the future or stressed about the past. You're here and now and you're happy to be. Okay, Stephen Greer talks about a galactic ambassador from Andromeda called Bijou. Yes, my friend, that is true. I must say, I haven't really looked into that very, very much, but it would make sense that we would be contacted by ambassadors from other societies in very subtle ways at first, until such time that we have accepted that vibration inside of ourselves. Then we would really experience it. I mean, again, we're talking about a field here where what you believe is what you experience, and that's not actually the field, that's the nature of reality. So if you believe that CE-5s are probably not really real and you just want to do CE-5s to prove to yourself that it's real, my friends, most likely you will not experience anything, because you're coming from the energy and the vibration of, I believe that this is not real, but maybe there's a small part of me that says this could be real, so I just want to see it first to make sure. And that's just giving off a vibration of lack to the universe, and that's what you will attract back. I mean, if that was a telephone number to ET, you would be missing the last digit the whole time. If you really believe that this was true, and you don't have to believe it because other people said so, but you can kind of trust, hey, there are millions of people around the world who claim to do this. There are many channels out there who claims who speak about this, such as CE-5 Academy or Alien Protocols or the Heist movement, and there are many documentaries on it. Many people that say that they've done it and experienced it. Maybe there's something to it. Let me go check it out. But not from the perspective I need to prove this to myself. More from the perspective, hey, I'm curious. Let me investigate. Yes, my good friends, definitely listen to Mr. Dave Marley. Focus on a bright star in your and focus on your meditation session. Dave, hello, my good friend. I'm very happy that you've been having some amazing contact lately. We need to get you a good camera, but in the meantime, what you've been doing is fantastic, and I highly encourage you to keep going, my brother. Well done, and thank you. Aladje the Pleiadian. Yes, I'm sure you will find. Sorry, I'm just reading some comments here. I'm sure I'm not blurring out random things. But yeah, there are many different species out there. Obviously, as we know, there's the well-known ones like the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Sirians, the people from Orion, the Lyrans. You know, there's all these different amazing names. But hey, have you really, if you haven't really met one face to face that told you, hey, I'm a Pleiadian, a lot of it would be assumption. And I think that in this game, it's very important to not assume too much, to really know what it is you're talking about because you've experienced it. Because again, this is a field that has a lot of taboo around it. Maybe not for long, but for now it does have a lot of taboo. So the more sincere and the more truthful you can be, the better it will reflect on the community, because there's nothing to lie about. I mean, we're not lying here. We definitely are having contact. It's just that for me, I'm just speaking for me again, guys. I'm not speaking for anyone, and I don't mean any disrespect to anyone who is having physical contact in that way. But I sincerely do not know, when a ship comes overhead and I have that experience with them, I am not in a state of understanding or knowing exactly where that ship comes from. It is not I would say it's not relevant for me to know that. In that moment, though, what is relevant is to explore and experience my own relationship to the ship when I'm seeing it, because I've really found a correlation between focusing extremely into the present moment and into the experience without having the monkey mind and the monkey brain at the back kind of judging what you're seeing. If you can allow your monkey mind to fade away and you become zoned and aligned 100% with that sighting, it will enhance itself. And because inside of myself, and I saw a ship that was just flapping, and the monkey mind comes, "Ooh, is this really a ship? Was it a iridium flare? Let me take out my phone, let me see, let me check on my satellite chart." And the ship doesn't move and just does it just kept doing what it was doing. But in that moment where I forgot that, I let go, I obviously checked it was not a satellite, and then I connect, I'm like, okay, this is a ship, and I really pour my heart out into connecting with it in the present moment. It reciprocates very quickly and immediately with a very distinct feature that is definitely would allow you to understand this is not man-made, this would not be able to be man-made, and this is something that you can feel inside of your heart as it's doing it. There definitely is a non-physical connection that is there, and to me that's just really what is relevant and what I focus on when I do CE-5s at the moment. It's not really are they Pleiadians or Andromedans? I mean, I would love to know, obviously, like all of us, but I know that this time will come at the right time, and that we will be introduced to the right federations when the time is relevant. But for now, I would say that the mission is really to be able to spread the word in a non-invasive way, and spread the word to people who may be curious about it, so that they too can attempt and successfully engage in contact with our star brothers and sisters. Because the more people do it, the more energy around the world there is, and the more success I'm sure we will all have in the long run. What does the 1111 phenomenon have to do with UFOs or CE-5? Well, it has a lot to do indirectly, in the sense that 1111 we would say is synchronicity. I would call that synchronicity. And well, I see a lot of 1111, I see a lot of 555, I see a lot of 444. I basically see a lot of numeral references and reflections of synchronicity in very synchronous moments. And what I would say it has to do with C5, my friend, is that C5s themselves are very synchronistic. They don't just happen by random, they happen at a very synchronistic moment, and that our awareness, the ability to have our awareness defined and acute enough to be able to understand that this is a synchronicity, is what makes the difference. So seeing 1111 and every day, or in moments, and you just being reminded, hey, that's a synchronicity with the universe, that also helps you to have that awareness when you are having a contact experience with CE5. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments, guys. Yes, my friend. So again, CE5 has a lot to do with your own intentions, and it is really about the energy and frequency that you bring to the table. And it has the frequency and energy you bring to the table has a lot to do with how you choose to live your life. And again, everything is a choice at the end of the day. So being and choosing the lifestyle that is conducive to your preference will be conducive to contact. Guys, if anyone is watching this video, you are all conducive to contact. You are all here because you want to make contact, and just that energy is enough. So all I have to say to you guys is to keep going, to not lose faith, to not lose hope, to know that all is exactly as it's meant to be right now. For some people that are saying that the timelines, that we've missed the timelines, that we're not going to have contact, again, that's a belief. And if you want to create that in your reality, that's up to you. But if you want to create the reality that, hey, we are exactly where we need to be, we are moving towards contact more and more every day, and this is, to me, being affirmed through my own experiences that are definitely becoming heightened, I would say that that's because the energy is becoming heightened around the planet, because as a collective we are growing and more people are doing C5s and are learning about it. So this is really a very important part of this movement, is for people to understand that the more energy we put into this industry and into this beautiful community, the more it will grow, just like anything else. So really it's up to you guys to experience what you prefer, and that is not because I say it, that's just the nature of reality. Who would you say is the best? Hello, Single Dad TV. What up? Who would you say is the best C5 communicator of the most popular ones that are out there, like Stephen Greer or Alexandro Gonzalez? I would say the best C5 communicator is you, my friend. You are definitely the best C5 communicator. There are definitely profiles and people out there that are more well known than others because of the certain work they do, but that does not make them more proficient at C5. There are people that I know well that to me are amazing. They are having serious, sincere contact because of the lifestyle they choose to live. And I've seen some footage. It's really incredible. It's nothing that's out there. I could mention names. I will not because of privacy concerns, as these people are not very well known. But there are people out there that are really having serious contact and no one really knows about it. And that's okay too. I mean, that just reaffirms that anyone is the best C5 communicator for themselves if they choose to. Thank you for your amazing question, Single Dad TV. Mr. Dave Marley, thank you very much for your question. Which do you like best, solo CE5 meditation or group? I would say I like both, but solo CE5s are amazing. Solo CE5s, I think, you know what? Because again, it's all about coherency and frequency. If you're in a group of people that are not coherent, it's a good chance that your solo CE5s will reap and yield better results, so to speak. But if you're in a group that has extremely good coherency and great frequency, like the group that I had a week ago, that's beautiful. That's amazing. You know, everyone's on par and we're all open to experiencing anything, and that's generally when amazing experiences occur. So I love both. It depends on really the situation and the scenario. But again, even if I'm with a group that's not coherent at all, it's a lot of fun and I really appreciate it a lot. I would love to do a group C5 meditation someday. Yes, we will definitely be doing a group meditation someday. Stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Yes, Brian, I agree with you. I'm able to say hi to our friends alone. More is better. Obviously, there's something very intimate about it alone. I agree. I must say, a lot of my favorite experiences have been alone in my garden, in the place that I'm the most comfortable and I was alone, and it's really been mind-blowing. I mean, it's a direct relationship. You build a relationship with these beings, and you feel it, and every time it happens again, you feel it again, and you pick up where you left off, so to speak. And I've definitely experienced a growth in my relationship over the last couple of years, in the sense of my own thought patterns and emotional states when it happens. So yeah, I would say that alone is great, but also doing group C5s is fantastic. For those who want to learn how to put their own group C5s, C5 groups together, I've done a video around a week or two ago on our channel. It's probably the third or fourth video down from this one, which explains how to, a couple of steps on how to create your own C5 group. Highly recommend that you guys look into it if it's exciting to you. Dave Molly, where is our friend Kogan? Our friend Kogan is currently at his house. It was with him that we had a great sighting as well a week or so ago, and a couple of other friends too. But Kogan's doing very well. He's meditating and doing yoga every day, and he is having some beautiful connections with these beings, and it's being reflected through day sightings as well. I'm pretty sure that we'll probably create a day sighting live C5 with him sometime for you guys. It will be great, and for all of us. I mean, hey, we're all in this together, and we're all growing together as a community. Leonardo. Hello, Leonardo. Hi, when we make contact and are able to see ships in the sky, are they manifesting only to us, or anyone can see them? For example, someone passing by and looks at the sky at that moment, they would see them. I mean, it definitely is for us in that sense, but at the same time, it's not only visible to us, depending again what the other individual, depending on the state of being that the other individual is in when they're passing by and you're having a sighting. I mean, think about that scenario. You're having a sighting, or you're with a group of friends in a park during the day, a bit like Robert Bingham, and you're having a sighting, and everyone just stops and starts pointing up at the sky, and a couple just walks down the road and sees you guys. If they feel interested to look at what everyone's pointing up at the sky too, and they also look up, I promise you they will see it. But if they're not interested, and it's just not part of the day, and they're having a business phone call, and it's so not part of what they're doing at the moment, they probably won't see it because it's not relevant. So I've had many experiences where we were in a group. For example, I was at a friend's birthday party. Let's say it was at night. We are 20 people out on the porch, and yeah, I mean, I just sometimes I go a bit on a guerrilla C5 marketing, in the sense that I put out good intentions when I'm at parties with a lot of people, and by party I mean just gatherings of beautiful souls, which I know would resonate with that. I generally put in a lot of intentions, and we generally see beautiful things, and I generally point it up to them. They see it, but I don't tell them what it is. I mean, I'm not going to say, hey dude, this is an extraterrestrial ship, because again, I want them to come to their own conclusion. I mean, they'll see that it's nothing really man-made and it's quite odd. And a lot of the time, because contact is so subtle, they will not associate it with extraterrestrials immediately. And that's also not bad, because taking your time to arrive at that conclusion for yourself is the best thing you can do, as opposed to believing what someone says. Believe what your own inner mechanism of logic says. All right. It can be both, you're right. Thank you, Joe, for confirming that for Leo. It can also be both. People often get video footage of C5. Yes, a lot of people get video footage of C5. I mean, Dave, our beautiful friend Dave Marley here, does get a bit of footage. I'm guessing it's from your phone, Dave. But again, thank you so much for sharing it with us. We also have a good friend called Jimmy B from California, who records beautiful videos. There's a lot of these footage on our channel as well. Feel free to have a look. Otherwise, I also have a Bushnell Equinox Z that I record footage from. However, as I was discussing in my C5 live stream yesterday, is that I have currently adopted a technique where I will only shoot footage if I really feel that it is appropriate for us to do so. Because again, think about it. I always think of it this way: if you engage in C5 contact and you're having an interaction and a ship arrives, I mean, imagine the scenario. You've just gotten married to a girl or a boy, and you're supposed to meet their parents, which you've never met before. And all of a sudden, you arrive in a car, and they arrive in a car from the other side of the road. Will you take your camera and just start filming them and say, hey, flash me, flash me, flash me? You know, I know it's not a very good example, but that's kind of how I feel when we see a ship and all we want to do is, hey, I want to film you, or please flash me, or please confirm this. It's kind of really putting a bit of a lot of limitations on the process and on the experience, as opposed to being one with the experience and taking it in for the short time that it does happen, the initial motivation is to definitely take out your camera and film them, or ask for a flash, or ask for confirmation, or do a right turn, or stop and dim down, or whatever. You know, we have a lot of those requests because our physical minds want to confirm that. But if we really just stop and take the time to appreciate what is going on, I can guarantee you will yield way more results inside of yourself than just requesting things from them. Okay, Joe. Hello, Joe. People should still be on guard for evil aliens. They are real. Not all other worldly beings are good, and I do understand the C5 contact ones are benevolent. That is true. Again, if you think about, and that is true in some way, because if you think about the idea of frequency, again, a lot of the things I'll be speaking about is frequency, because everything is a frequency, my friends. So if you're vibrating in a frequency of love and of peace, and that is your intention inside of yourself and in your subconscious and inside of your own being, then it's very, very unlikely that you will come across evil aliens. And if you do come across evil aliens, they're actually not that evil. It's your interpretation of evil that is making that feeling of evil inside of you. A lot of the times when we get scared about ETs, I understand that it could be because it's otherworldly and something we don't know about. But again, that has nothing to do with them. That has everything to do with us and the way we relate to ourselves. So when we're afraid of ETs, we must understand, guys, it's our own fear that we're feeling. It's not them that's putting a fear in us. It is our own fear that we're feeling and that we are responsible for and should deal with appropriately. So again, that's something that I just wanted to share about evil aliens. Hello, Leonardo. Okay, my doubt is when people not even believing in life abroad see things in the sky. I've heard positive beings only manifest if we initiate contact. Negative beings manifest to anyone. I would say that that's not really accurate. I mean, hey, not many malevolent beings around me right now. I'm feeling quite happy and quite full of love. And again, that's what I mean. If you're in that state and you acknowledge, yes, everything exists. There's the bad and the good one. They all exist. But I choose to be in a positive state. That is the reality we live in. You will not be able to experience negativity. And that's so cliche. I understand. It's so cliche and it's very new agey. But hey, that is actually, if you look at quantum mechanics and it's science, that's what it says. What you believe in most strongly is what you will experience. If you believe in very strongly that there are evil aliens that are out to get you, my good friend, you are manifesting that for you. And when it does happen, don't be surprised, because these things exist. Of course they exist. I mean, we don't just live in a universe where it's beautiful roses and lime. Again, it's everything exists. And as we expand our frequency and as we expand our consciousness and we expand the positivity that resides in our heart, we also become naturally aware of all the negativity that resides in our heart and everywhere else. Again, the world is a reflection. So as you grow, you become aware more of the positive, but also by definition of the negative. But as you grow, you understand that your growth allows you to make decisions, and these decisions determine what you experience, basically. I'm just going to have a quick look at these. Brian, they play with me when I pull my phone out. They return to a higher dimension. I know that they are playing, so I usually just leave the phone in my pocket. Yes, they play a lot with us, and I love that you're using that word play, because I really feel that that's what really happens when we have C5 encounters. It has a lot to do with playing. Big Batman, a lot of the fears come from the television and government conditioning. That is true, my friend. I mean, if you look at the last 30 years, if we had to take 100 movies about aliens or UFOs, or aliens as they call them, which is not really a preferred term for me, but if you look at the last 20 years and all the movies that came out, 90 to 95% of them are inclined to allow us to be conditioned to fear them, because they will come and destroy our planet and take our resources. Guys, this planet is not the only planet of its kind. There are billions of other planets out there which they could very well go to and get resources without bothering anyone if they choose to. And again, the idea that they would come and take over our planet, they would have done so millions of years ago, and actually probably did so in some way. But at this stage, if we were to fear extraterrestrial beings, which we know are here, if we were to fear them, we actually would not even be here. Let's say it like that. Duality is a pain in the bum, Mr. Brian Lunsford, and that is true. And that's why duality is not actually duality. Duality is a trinity. Because if you see that negative, or that positive and that negative exists, and you can come in the center, my friend, you are the trinity and you are on the balance point, and that allows you to make choices. And because, think about this, guys, because you are allowed to make a choice, that in itself is a positive thing. And that means that if we really had to look at this, not that I'm going to put a twist on this, but if you had to look at the universe as being 50% negative and 50% positive, it actually may end up being 49.9999% negative and 50.111% positive, because if you come into the center, you have the option of choice, and that is a positive thing in and of itself. Joe, activate our DNA and we can become a light ship unto ourselves. Very true, my friend. We are already a light ship. I mean, when you get into your car and you go to work, or when you move from your lounge to your kitchen, you think you're walking and you think that you're getting there by walking, but you're actually teleporting in each and every single moment. So you are a light ship unto yourself. And in actual fact, I would believe that most extraterrestrials, all extraterrestrials, are light ships themselves. And that the fact that they use ships oftentimes actually may only have to do with our ability or willingness to relate to them through that. Meaning that the only way we will believe it's an extraterrestrial is if we see a flying saucer. The only thing they can do is show us a flying saucer, even if they don't really need one. You see what I mean? Alright, my friends. I think that's me. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a real pleasure to see you guys and to interact with you all. Thank you so much for joining us. For those that are going to review this, thank you so much for having reviewed it. Please feel free to give us a like, share this somewhere you think it will be beneficial. Give us a subscribe and share this channel with friends and family if they are also interested in CE-5 contact. For all of you who have interacted with me, Joe, all my friends, thank you so much. Big Pat Man, Daryl, everyone, thank you so much. Brian, really appreciate you being here. Dave, thank you all so much. Sending you guys lots of love. Look forward to chatting again. Feel free to review this video and to leave me comments with potential topics of discussions for future live chats. Guys, keep being awesome. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and see you guys very soon.